I'm Alan Gow, I'm in the hot seat, take one. Hi, I'm Alan Gow, I'm the Chief Executive of the British Touring Car Championship. I always do, you know, I never go into a season without really looking forward to it, even after all these years. I think I've been saying for the last 6 years or so that our grid numbers have been too high. You know, we at one stage got up to 32 cars, which is way too many. The ideal grid size is about 24 cars, 24, 25 cars. For a number of reasons, that sort of figure, 24, 25 cars, is the ideal number. It fits all the garages, it produces quality over quantity, and it allows also for some new teams to come in, because other teams haven't been able to come in because, as you know, we've been full up. Now there's some latitude for another team maybe to come in next year. Costs are a major consideration. For us, it is in business as it is for all of us at home. So to get through that and still be as strong as we are is something I'm pretty proud of. But we can't just sit around and just sit on our laurels. That's something we absolutely need to keep on attacking over the next 2 or 3 years, is costs. In our next regulation cycle, we have new cars coming out in 2027. There'll be some major cost savings in those, in the way we build them and construct them and run them. So we could be doing more, and we will be doing more, but you know, to be where we are after all the headwinds we've been through, I'm pretty happy about that. We have a responsibility to our sport, our nation and our planet to conduct ourselves in an environmentally sustainable way as possible. So the sustainability strategy takes us over the next 5 to 10 years towards carbon neutral, and that is our end goal, carbon neutral. There are many ways you can do that. The easiest way to do that is plant a few trees in the Amazon or something and do some carbon offsetting. And I don't consider that's actually the right way to do it. A lot of people would just call that greenwashing. So we engaged a company who specialise in this field to write our strategy going forward. And it'll touch all areas of our operations. It'll touch the way we build cars, the supply of components into the cars, the way the teams and TOCA operate both at the base and at the race circuit. It'll touch the type of fuels we're going to use. All those sort of areas, it'll provide a very clear roadmap towards carbon neutral over the next few years. It's a really comprehensive document. We will be releasing it publicly very shortly. Our partners have seen it and our teams have seen it, and it's something that we're really proud of. I've been watching IndyCar for many years, and their qualifying format is fantastic and much more suited to what we want, how we go about doing things. In essence, it's a knockout format. The first session in qualifying, half the grid go out, and another in one session, another half go out the other session. The top 6 from each of those sessions is the top 12. The top 12 then go into another session. These sessions, by the way, are only 10 minutes. And out of that comes the top 6, which goes into the final session to produce the final grid. So they're only 10-minute sessions. It's quick, sharp action. The teams and drivers have got to be really on it, because if they make a mistake, they're probably not going to recover. So it's a really fast knockout session type deal. First of all, not all cars are on track at the same time, which is really helpful for smaller circuits like Brands Indy and Knock Hill. And it just gives the drivers more latitude. They've got more space around the track to try what they want to try. I think it'll provide a really interesting element to Saturday in qualifying, rather than watching cars go around for half an hour. The only thing I'll say to that is at our very first round at Donington, it won't be that much difference, because there won't be any difference in the turbo boost between the cars and everything else. So there won't be that much of a difference in qualifying, but after that, then it'll come into play. The drivers now have double the amount of power they had last year to use for their push to pass, push to defend, all that sort of stuff. We took 3 of the top drivers out to Snetterton in September last year with the new turbo boost arrangement, and they all loved it. They knew straight away this is the thing. They came away smiling and they thought this is what we've been waiting for the last 2 years. It'll make such a big difference in qualifying and racing, because there'll be a bigger delta between those that have a little bit of a hybrid or turbo assistance and those that have got the normal amount. And that'll make a massive difference in lap times for qualifying, and it'll make a big difference on how they can keep ahead or attack or defend in a race. So that's something to really look forward to. The drivers love option tyres, as you know, and they've been hounding us when we didn't have it to bring them back in. There's a bigger delta now between the tyres, so there's more degradation between the sets of tyres that they will use over the course of the weekend, which will come into play. The other thing I really like too, which I don't know if anyone's hit on, is the fact that if you win a race, you have to start the next race on the hardest possible tyre. So you'll get less back-to-back race winners than we've had in the past, because not only will you have virtually no turbo hybrid boost to use, but you'll have the hardest set of tyres. So the chances of that person doing back-to-back win is probably going to be pretty slim, other than if you have rain-affected races or whatever like. Computer modelling is one thing. As I said, taking the guys out with 3 different cars to Snetterton in September and trying it out with those, they knew straight away it's a totally different ball game, and it'll totally change the way in which they attack their race weekend, their qualifying and their races, and how they respond to those challenges. The end of 26 is the end of the current regulation cycle, and we're already on the move with developing the regulations in conjunction with the teams for 27 onwards. There'll be a different look to the cars. You know, the cars will look a bit different. They'll be easier to build. There'll be more variety. They'll be more cost-effective for them to build and run. So, you know, you learn as you go along. You know, where we are now is totally different to where we were 10 years ago and 20 years ago and everything else. Cost control is one thing, and making the cars relevant and exciting is the other thing. And they're all the 3 things that we have at the top of our mind when we're setting the 27 regulations. Cost control, exciting racing, and relevance to what people are driving on the road. That's the important part. There's a greater depth of quality in the field. Once all the drivers are announced and they know what teams they're in and everything else, people will see the depth of quality in the field. That's going to be the most important part. So when you start adding in all the things that we've thrown in to this year, what's not to look forward to? You know, it's just going to be such a great year, and it'll throw up all sorts of curveballs during the course of this year. It'll be great.